Did you want to even mention the fact that you were tweeting after the Indy 500 and then you went and tweeted a congratulations to Connor Daly?
Yeah.
You still don't feel bad? Do you want to apologize?
No.
I feel like there's an apology you owe.
No.
No apology.
No.
You feel good.
Yes.
Feel good about your tweet.
I was so excited watching when Connor's up there leading. I was sitting there thinking to myself, Mike Davis is probably loving this.
Losing it.
Because we are about to have a Indy 500 winning podcast host.
Yeah.
And so my mind was just rolling. And so when the race is over, immediately I was like wanting to brag about the idea that Dirty Mo Media has this incredible catch.
I subtweeted everything. I quote tweeted everything he did. And I just put announcement like he was like spoiler alert. That's what it should have said.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
He was annoyed.
Well, yeah. So we should probably say what it is, right? We are taking in Speed Street, which is a podcast hosted by Connor Daly and Joey Molinaro. Joey also, I've been a fan of his for a long time. Not a race car driver, but he's a social media influencer and comedian. And he does impersonations. And if you're an SEC football fan, you've seen Joey's work for sure. He does amazing Nick Saban and Ed Orgeron. But he's also an Indy guy, lifelong Indianapolis citizen, and is just a diehard IndyCar fan. And so he and Connor have been doing this podcast. I love Connor Daly. I love his personality. I loved him when the moment I was watching a video and he was walking through Gasoline Alley and they said, "Hey, Connor, could you describe what it's like going through Gasoline Alley?" And he said, "It's sort of like George Washington crossing the Potomac." I imagine that's what it would have been like. That's what Gasoline Alley is like. And I'm like, God, we need to get him on our platform. And so we have Speed Street that we're bringing in. They've done 25. They did amazing content during the last 2 weeks at Indy, by the way. So I'm excited about it. Connor, we've got an IndyCar podcast on Dirty Mo Media to join the Dale Jr. Download and Door Bumper Clear and our other podcasts. So we're looking forward to having that, and we'll continue to grow it. But that's Connor Daly, man. He's part of the family now.
That's right. It's gonna be cool, man. Mike, your vision of expanding Dirty Mo Media and offering a lot more unique experiences and content is happening, man. So thrilled with all that. We're gonna get Connor and Joey on here on a Zoom. Let's. You
want to do it?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
First off, tell everybody what Speed Street is. Why did you guys want to get together, and how did y'all get together to form this podcast?
I've been wanting to do a podcast for a while because, I like talking about motor racing. Surprise! But and I'm a big fan of really all of our areas of the sport. Right? I've tried to do some NASCAR races. I've raced in the Truck Series, Xfinity Series. I've done midget racing. I try to diversify my portfolio, sports cars, all that stuff. And I appreciate all of it. And I like the differences in every area of the sport.
Honestly, the toughest part for us was figuring out what to call it. We were good to sit down and talk about racing and have fun and joke about it and everything like that. But it took us about 3 months to land on Speed Street. Me and Connor, we've always had, a good chemistry, been buddies for a while, known each other for a while, Indy kids, obviously. So we're like, hey, let's take this passion, this love that we have and being these native Indiana born boys and let's put it to something fun. And I think we've done that so far.
So let me know exactly, if I'm going to listen to a show, tell me what kind of content you guys are creating and what people can expect when they hear you.
We're going to cover IndyCar, right? We're going to have a lot of, because obviously I have some firsthand information about what's going on in the race weekends. And honestly, I think our fans, they enjoy that kind of next level. And I'm pretty honest. And, my team sometimes hates me for being as honest as I am, but I'm still employed. So that's good. But I like to paint a picture because there's so many drivers that give, the response of, well, the car was great, really proud of the Bittenau Chevrolet, and thanks to everyone for working on the pits. You know what I mean? But what happened on lap 3? How were the tires wearing out on this stint? Why was that happening? What did the guys think of this? What's the does Alexander Rossi hate someone for hitting him in one corner, but he didn't say it on the internet? You know what I mean? So there's a lot of different things that, that take place that I think our fans really appreciate. A lot of people have told me at the track, they're like, hey, we've learned a lot more about IndyCar just by listening. And so that's cool as well. But I also like to make sure that, anyone who's an IndyCar fan might actually like to hear what we think about what happened in the Formula One race over the weekend, or what happened in the Cup race, right? I think there's a lot there, and there's a lot of news across all fronts that I think is fun to talk about. And honestly, like, everyone's got an opinion on it, and we like to get the people involved as well, answer a lot of questions from folks that listen. And then honestly, our favorite segment, I think, at the end is at the end of every show, we do we call it the Ricky Treadway Random Indy 500 Driver of the Week. And we just go deep into randomly Googling like an Indy 500 field and look for a name that we've never heard of. So I think that's great, because I learned something new myself. We found out a guy on the last show, his name was Spiderweb, and he raced in the 1934 Indy 500 or something like that. So there's a lot of like stuff that I did not know, that now I'm learning, and that it's just it's something entertaining for people that I think appreciate motorsport.
Man, we are so pumped to have you guys as part of the family. Connor, I've admired you for a long time, man, and just the personality that you are. I think you two guys are going to make a great team for us. You're going to fit right in. Glad to celebrate you guys, and welcome to the party. Hey, if you like that conversation, you ought to listen to the entire podcast, because it's all really good. The Dale Jr. Download is available on all major podcast platforms.